Validation, now I validate myself. Building inner strength, putting doubt up on the shelf. No more unnecessary drama, no more wasted time. Climbing higher constantly, making my own climb. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. My network is my net worth. Choose your company wise. Surround yourself with eagles, not with sheep in disguise. Every interaction is a reflection of my brand. Quality over quantity, that's my personal command. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. Whoa, I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield. Standing on higher ground, where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds. Raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision. Cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield. To mediocrity and chaos, I will never yield.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to This and That. I'm your host, Xander. We're talking about this, that, and everything in between. You know, I was supposed to tee this bad boy off about 20 minutes ago. I know I said I was going to do it at around 10 o'clock. I started pushing it back to about 10:30, and then all kind of stuff happened today. Boy, I tell you what, it wasn't my day. It wasn't my day. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about what this is. Does trading whole secrets find this perfect man? Oh, so we're supposed to be talking about oh, this says trading whole secrets is finally perfect man. So I thought I was supposed to be talking about today's topic about us investing in TikTok, not TikTok, investing in Tinder versus us investing in relationships and stuff. So it is going to be somewhat that type of topic for today, and then I'm going to have to spin that today's topic into tomorrow's topic because it looks like I might have grabbed the wrong show. I don't know. I actually probably got the right show, but since I can't see the thumbnail, I'm not too sure about it. But I know that today I got you a pretty good topic today because we were supposed to be talking about investing in your relationships like you invest in stocks, and we were supposed to be talking about specifically the Tinder related relationships. So yeah, I grabbed the wrong day. So I did the script for That's okay. I'll run it today. I'll run it today. Look, hey, stuff happens. Stuff happens. So I've got one set up for Sunday, and Sunday we're supposed to be doing the Q&As, questions, comments, and stuff. I have not put up the show for Saturday. Today's Friday. I actually ran 48 hours straight. So I got my days mixed up, but I got something for y'all today because it's still in line with what we're talking about with trading in relationships and trading in the dating field in order to find yourself the perfect match. So let me go ahead and grab that and get everything started today. Because I worked it in with the Tinder thumbnail. But either way, if you guys are interested in dropping into the comments, because I know we got Joseph, we got Carl, we got DJ1. If you guys want to throw your nine tails in, you can always click that link in the comment section and approve the mic, approve the camera. And if you do so, it brings you on in real time. You got to be over the age of 18 to dive in and put your 2 cents in. But we've had a lot of men in the podcast over the past week putting their information on the table. So I greatly appreciate them. And like I said, we got something different every day. We touch on a topic from different angles and different concepts and different perspectives so that everybody has a way to understand it, wrap their mind around it, and put their personal spin and opinions to it. Even if I don't agree with what some people have to say, they have a right to say it. And I definitely promote what they have to say on the channel as far as showing their appropriate comments. Now, I'm not going to flagship something that I don't agree with, but I am going to make sure that I make it make sense. If I understand it, and if I don't understand it, I'll give you the floor to make it make sense for me. And again, if you feel like you are not able to keep up with the conversation because of the lag in the comment section, there's always the opportunity to communicate in real time. And you can turn off your camera. Once I put you up onto the screen, you can turn your camera off so we can hear your voice and not see your face if you don't want to be seen. For those people that are having a bad hair day, your weave is still in the washing machine or something like that. You know, your eyelashes ain't come in from Temu yet because the drop shipping got delays with the tariffs, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, you don't got to show your face, but you can get in here and say what you want to say in real time. And we can expand I could switch this to a 16:9 and we could put 8 of us up here and turn this into a full-on debate if y'all like to. We are live 7 nights a week. Today, tomorrow, is Friday, Saturday. We're doing social interactions and dating advice, dating concepts, self-improvement, stuff to that effect. And then our Sunday is reactions to questions and comments from the fans on the show. And then we're going to be doing more specifically strategic business, finance, and investment, and how politics is affecting the stuff that's going down with our country. So, you know, when I talk about like the investments in TikTok and what Elon Musk is doing with the treasury and what Donald Trump is doing with the hostage negotiation situation and deploying troops, and how the deployment of troops is going to raise the cost of fuel, and how the raising of cost of fuel will cause inflation at the gas station, and how that's going to negatively impact your wallet on a direct basis, versus how the tariffs have already caused an issue, because not only do we have delays with shipments because of the tariffs, the customs, that because Donald Trump had created that external revenue service, and the external revenue service is supposed to work alongside customs. So that's another situation where packages are starting to be delayed. I experienced it myself. I ordered some stuff and it is taking extra time to get here because it spent 8 days in customs. I'm okay with that, because unlike people who have Amazon Prime who pay extra money, $14 to $25 a month for next day delivery, and it's going to take them an extra week to get their stuff, I actually shop through Temu, and Temu gives me $5 back every time it takes an extra 7 days for me to get my stuff. So I am looking forward to ordering all kinds of stuff from China, because I'm going to get $5 for each item that gets stuck in customs for a week. So if I spend $100 on 10 items and you're going to give me $5 back for 10 items, I just got 50 out of $100. That means all of my purchases were 50% off because they spent 7 extra days in customs. I'm trying to tell y'all, if you're going to spend money, you got to spend it wisely. You got to use the system that has been put in place to finger you to your advantage. So let's go ahead, because I know a lot of y'all came to go over this relationship dynamic. I know I got some that are going to come in here and just troll me. So I'm waiting on you guys to get in here. And for those of you that want to throw that chopping block and cut my head off, I want them headhunters to dive into the comment section and start talking to me about this, because I know that I'm coming from a uniform perspective. So I didn't threw morals and ethics out the window, and I'm just talking about logic, reason, and rationale. So by all means, if you find something unethical or immoral, try to rationalize it. I give you the opportunity to try to rationalize it. So join me as we're going to try to figure out the ability to find true love on apps like Tinder while juggling the stock markets and investments. We're going to see if we can balance romance and finance. And I actually spun this so that you guys can do so. So you can really find love on Tinder while making money in the stock market, right? You didn't know that. You can actually do it on a lot of dating sites. And this has always been one of those questions that people ask, is that, can you really find love on Tinder, period? But can you find love on a social media dating site while making money in the stocks at the same time? So this question might seem too good to be true, but let's explore it further. So on the surface, these two worlds might seem completely unrelated, but bear with me and you'll see that there's more to it than meets the eye. Transformers, robots in disguise. Yeah, I'm old. So when it comes to finding love online, everyone's got an opinion. So some people swear by it while others think it's a waste of time. And then there's the added pressure of trying to make money in the stock market. Now, you also have those people that have claimed that only desperate people get on social media dating sites, because those people allegedly may not be able to find themselves a significant other in person. Now, since COVID, everybody has isolated themselves for the most part. So we're switching over by force to social interactions by online connections, internet connections. So it's not just for the desperate anymore. It is everybody who wants to communicate, whether they're looking for love or looking for friendship, looking for a pen pal, or just looking to get paid off of some extra views by making an ass out of themselves online. They're utilizing social media to create an image of themselves, and then they manifest that image and nurture that image by maintaining that platform or that profile. And in the meantime, they attempt to engage individuals that could potentially lead to relationships, that could potentially lead to long-term relationships. And hopefully they find love along the way at the same time. So you got to stay focused and do research and keep your emotions in check in some of these situations, because fellas, if you wear your heart on your sleeve, you will be taken advantage of. It is what it is. But what if you're trying to do both at the same time? Can you really multitask your way to romantic success and financial freedom simultaneously? Well, one of the big challenges is avoiding distractions. And that is a big thing, because if you're trying to reach financial freedom, but you're wasting your discretionary funds on entertaining your significant other because you're romantically involved and blinded by love and the old phrase of nose wide open, you are not focused on your financial goals while you're entertaining the other person in order to receive personal pleasure. So you've got to be present when you're swiping through potential matches, and you've got to be present when you're analyzing market trends. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new connections or the thrill of a lucrative trade. But if you're not careful, you'll end up losing focus on both fronts. And let's be real, who hasn't gotten lost in a conversation with someone they really connected with, only to realize hours later that they forgot to set up a stop loss on their investment? I'm gonna be real with you, but like that's one of the issues. Like, I've got phone's ringing on the sidelines. It should be 50-minute countdown before it goes off again. And I got to make sure that the money is right. I get a notification in about 56 minutes, 57 minutes. That's going to let me know what my money look like right now, because it's going to be an hour ago notification in an hour to let me know what my money looks like right now, exactly dollar for dollar, how much money I have on my person to spend, invest, and rotate around. So my phone is forever ringing. And a lot of the times when you're communicating with somebody, especially if you are infatuated by that person, you are so used to your routine to the point where you sometimes ignore your routine in order to entertain new engagements or entertain new ventures with individuals. You can't let that happen. If you were supposed to make that trade and you gave yourself 15, 20 minute advance notice that that trade needs to happen, it's time to stop. You got to let sweetheart know, hold on, I got to go. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. And I understand that's hard to say, because how do you juggle the two? Because if you walk away from her, that might be a wasted opportunity. But at the same time, if you hang out with her and skip out on that trade, that might be a loss in financial gains. You got to weigh out what's important. Now, one of the things that I've done is instead of being busy when I've got a financial obligation coming, I typically try to clear my schedule for that financial obligation. Now, I know that if you got a lot of financial obligations, you're not going to be able to have your whole schedule cleared, but there is a certain time of day that you could potentially move some money around. And that is the time of day that you should not be entertaining other people. And then you identify that dedication to that particular effort as, I'm working. Now, some people are going to say that's a ridiculous mindset to have, but think about this. Dope boys that sell weed on the corner consider themselves working because they're sitting on a bucket or a milk crate outside the liquor store, outside the gas station, waiting on somebody to pass by so that they can high five a drug trade. They call that work. You got some folks that be out there in a Dodge Magnum chilling at the do-it-yourself car wash, so that when folks come up to get their car wash, they can dap up for a drug trade. Now, these hustlers got the mentality that because I'm focused on getting a dollar while I'm here, while I'm focusing on making money while I'm here, my mentality is I'm working right now. Even though the shit that they're doing is illegal, the fact is that their mindset is that they're working right now. The same way that women that sell themselves, whether they're escorts or OnlyFans girls or whatever the case may be, selling sex is not technically considered work, but because they're focused on making money in this activity, they consider adult behavior for profit work. Now, fellas, I'm not going to tell you ladies that y'all are wrong for that mindset. I'm just going to say, if these people got that mindset that when they're focused on making money in this activity, that this is work, we need to have that mindset that I don't care if you at the club, I don't care if you're on a yacht, you better have internet service. If you supposed to make that stop loss trade, you got to go to work. Your phone start ringing, your Rolex start going off, your Hamilton watch start going off. It is time for you to say, look, hey, I got a business meeting I got to take care of. I got some work I got to do real quick. Just hold on a minute. I just need like 20 minutes. I'll be right back. And then go do what you got to do and then come back. If she was meant for you, she'll wait till you get back. You're only going to be gone for 20 minutes. If you're inside of a building, and some people smoke, they're inside of a building, they want to go outside and grab a smoke real quick and come back inside. They're going to walk outside, grab that smoke, come back inside. And if she's not interested in going with them so that they don't lose sight of one another, then she's going to sit there and wait till they come back from the smoke. And you're gone for 5 minutes plus the time it takes to go outside and come back in, which might be 10 minutes, which is almost enough time to do that stop loss trade. So I'm going to step out real quick to make a smoke. If you don't want her to know what kind of money you're making or what kind of money you're doing, or, I got something to do for work. I'll be right back. And she invites herself to go with you. And if you're willing to do the trade in front of her without actually showing her your computer, because you never want nobody to know what your passwords are or nothing like that, or how much money you're moving around. But the fact is that if she's willing to sit there and talk to you while you're facing her and the computer's this way and you're over here doing a trade and she can't see what's going on, you tap a few buttons, you click a few things, you make the trade, lock up the laptop, close it up, put it in the bag, zip it up, put it in the trunk, close the trunk, go back inside. Y'all have a good night. But ladies, if a man tells you that he's got to stop talking to you and having a good time because he's got to go to work and he'd be back in 20 minutes, he making big money moves anyway. So you should be eager to let a man walk away because he's got to go and do something real quick for his job, as opposed to the kind of dude who's got to go because his girlfriend just realized he's not where he said he was. Now, another hurdle is the fear of rejection. So whether it's a bad date or a failed investment, because you got to understand that while we talk about the fear of rejection, where we're being embarrassed by women in public, and ladies have the fear of rejection too, because while women do not put themselves out there as much as men do, the insecurity that some women have with putting themselves out there when they get rejected, or the thought of getting rejected, is so devastating that they may actually be interested in somebody that could be the right one, and they won't take action on it because they are concerned or afraid that that may not turn out to be a good result. Now, I'm going to be real with you. If I think that you're cool, I'm gonna come and talk to you. You could be the worst person for me to talk to, because as soon as I walk up to you, you're gonna tell me some stupid shit like I got a boyfriend. I didn't say if I was interested in dating you that I'm gonna come and talk to you. I said if I thought you was cool peoples, somebody that I could chill with, I could relax, I could take a load off, turn my brain off from the stress that I got going on in my life, and just exist in the same location with this person that could turn into a locational friend, something like that. I'll come and chill with you. But females, if they're not engaged in this dude for the money, or if they're not engaged in this dude for entertainment, or if they're not engaged with this dude just for sexual favors, if there's not an interest in this dude, she ain't even trying to be friends with him. She ain't even gonna say, oh yeah, we was in the same spot at the same time, ordering the same drink from the same bartender. If we do this every week, we could turn this into a routine. If we do this every week, instead of us doing this at the bar for such high prices, we could take turns stopping at each other's places and having that same set of drinks. If we don't want to make it so personal, we could stop by a local restaurant or something like that and sit up there by the high bar and have that same drink where it's just the two of us, where the maximum capacity of the building is 50 people, instead of us being in a club where the maximum capacity of individuals is like 500 people. We could set something up where, if we're going to have that type of interaction with one another, we could buy all the ingredients, because we drinking the same drink. We could buy all the ingredients, put it in the trunk of the car. We could meet up at a park, at a beach, at a lakefront, at a forest reserve, sit at some park benches and be just the only two people on the property until they lock it down, where we sitting over here having a good conversation and enjoying each other's company and enjoying the atmosphere. There are plenty of ways that we could do it, but most of us are only used to doing the single thing, where we're spending $200 on bowling, or we're spending $300 on movies, or we're spending $500 at a nightclub, or we're spending $600 at a goddamn Red Lobster. Taking these girls to Golden Corral, and well, I wish they would go to a Golden Corral. We're taking them to like Texas Cattlemen and Ruby Tuesdays and TGI Fridays, and talking about some $50 to $75 a person, plus drinks, where they drinking at $10 a glass. They drinking 12 glasses by themselves. Before I order my second glass, they on their 12th glass. I'm like, whoo. She gonna have a high bill to pay. I'm paying for the dessert. But again, we have these fears of rejection, because and truth, a lot of people in relationships, or when they're in the single field attempting to get into a relationship, they don't just have the fear of being turned down initially. They also have the fear of success, where what if this person likes me and I don't think I can support this type of relationship? I don't think that and it's not like financial support. I don't think I have enough time. I don't think I have the emotional energy. I don't think I have the mental focus to give this person the attention that I believe that they deserve. And that leads to self-sabotaging behavior, where you end up accidentally messing up a good thing before it can become a good thing. And then you have the rejection, which leads you to be afraid of rejection, because every time you go over there, you mess it up and you don't know why. The fear of failure can be paralyzing, just as paralyzing as the fear of success. But if you let that fear hold you back, you'll never take risks. And since you're never taking risks, you're never going to take the necessary risks to find true love or make a real big money move. Now, you've got to be willing to put yourself out there and take a leap of faith and trust that everything will work out for the best. Look at that, what I told you. They said to me, tagging in. Have you received? Oh, okay. Let me go. I got to talk to them after the show. I can't. I was about to say, let me go talk to them. No, you guys are more important. That's one of my clients from Asia. I'm like, nah, they can wait. They can wait until I finish with the show. Today's not going to be as long as Sunday. Sunday was 5 hours. I don't think I'm going to do 5 hours tonight. But you have to understand that if you take that leap of faith and you trust everything will work out for the best, then everything more than likely will work out the way it's supposed to. Because those people, we were talking about religion yesterday, and you got those people who put faith in the Lord, right? But they're afraid to do stuff. They're afraid of the consequences. They're afraid of taking actions. They're afraid of the results. Look, if they say that the Lord works in mysterious ways and the Lord is going to work in your favor, that don't mean that you're going to get what you want. You might get what you need. You might not want what you need. You might want something that you don't need and be disappointed that you didn't get that. But what you will get is what you did need. And some people aren't satisfied with that. So you have to understand that sometimes you got to go with the flow. You got to let things happen the way they happen. You got to do the best that you can. Fight the way you need to fight for what is deserving of being fought for. That does not mean that you need to put yourself out there and sacrifice yourself every single time. If you treat life like a war, you cannot win every battle and win the war at the same time. You must, at some point, make tactical retreats. You have to make tactical retreats in finance the same way you have to make tactical retreats in social interactions, the same way you have to make tactical retreats in relationships. You don't just break up. Your tactical retreat is removing yourself from this argument, not taking a break out of the relationship where you're going to go sleep with somebody else until you calm down. You're just going to remove yourself from this argument, calm down, wind down, vent a little bit, whether you're talking to yourself in a room, talk to your therapist at a therapist place or a psychiatrist as they give you more meds or whatever's going on. You got to vent some kind of way so that when you go back to your partner, you're not holding that frustration and animosity and that tension. Because if you bottle that stuff up, it causes bad health. You can develop fibromyalgia from excessive anxiety, which could lead to excessive muscle spasms and body pains that leads to fatigue, which leads to excessive stress, which leads to memory loss, which leads to anxiety, which is a round robin scenario that never improves itself. And it's the type of illness that does not leave a physical mark. So it's hard to get doctors to understand what you're going through because all the tests show that there's nothing wrong with you, but you're in a lot of pain. You can't remember shit. You're tired. You can't sleep. Your body hurts. You got no energy, but you've been in bed all day. And it is one step away from the side effects of depression, but you're not depressed. But you can have symptoms of clinical depression from developing fibromyalgia, from allowing yourself to be excessively stressed out and suppressing that, from allowing yourself to be overwhelmed by anxiety and suppressing that. It's not what we're supposed to do. And then there's a pressure to present a perfect online persona. And a lot of us put so much effort into our profile appearance. Some of us just throw up anything. You could tell the people who don't give a shit about their profile because they don't have 2 paragraphs explaining what they want versus 2 paragraphs of what they think they are. Not who they think they are, what they think they are. You got the moderate people that might just ask the basic questions just enough to get the 100% profile status, but they only put like 15 words in their description, in their heading, and their footer. But you also note that they all put, not all of them, but most of them put the same thing in there, that they're looking for somebody that's generous in travels. But fellas don't put it. You know what's funny? Men look for a woman that's loyal, obedient, respectful, appreciative. They don't put that in their bio though. They say that they're looking for long-term commitment. They're looking for a lifetime partner. That's it. They don't say that. They ask for lifetime companionship. They don't say that they're looking for a submissive and obedient woman that is diligent and organized at the house. You don't see that in a man's profile. But that's what the hell we're looking for. Now, ladies, y'all want trips around the world. Y'all want generous men, kind-hearted, compassionate men that is focused on you, that push you number one and uplifts you and motivates you and pedestals you. And y'all put that in the description. And I'm like, bro, what happened? You're supposed to be telling somebody else what is good about you for them to like this bio. Let me ask you a question, ladies, from a man's perspective. If you playing Mortal Kombat and you read the bio of the player, are you picking this player because they bio, when they bio is selfish? Or are you picking the player because of the move set? Because I know some folks that go get on Mortal Kombat and before they do anything, they go check the move set. Can I perform? Because they got some of them that got just too many buttons to perform the move set. And then when they come to realize, okay, this one I can handle. That's the kind of player they always pick. And it's not just on Mortal Kombat. They'll pick the same fighting style of player on Street Fighter, Tekken, Turok, all that. One that has a moderate but easy to adapt to move set where they have a rational and reasonable ability to be successful with that player. I use that as an example, ladies, because I mean, in relationships, it's pretty much the same thing. You're looking for a partner that's not too complex. They're not too easy either, but they're not too complex. They're able to be adapted to, where you are able to observe what's going on and be able to get in where you fit in because the move set is not that difficult. You're not looking for a pushover. You're not looking for a yes man. You're looking for a person that will challenge you respectfully, but you're also looking for a person that you can adapt to with less effort. Because who wants an excessively overly organized individual where you have to take a piece of chalk and mark the outline of where the cell phone is? Because if you don't put it exactly in that same spot, they're going to flip out. Who wants that? Not too many people want that. But we also don't want slobs that's got stuff just thrown everywhere. So we really got to think about what we're doing. So your Tinder profile has to be on point, and your investment portfolio has to be solid. But what if you're not feeling like your best self that day? What if you're having a bad hair day or your stocks are tanking? You've got to learn to separate your self-worth from your online presence and focus on the things that truly matter. And I see you guys popping in. Make sure that y'all like and subscribe while y'all coming in. Now, when it comes down to it, both Tinder and stocks make the stock market has a required strategy that includes timing and a bit of luck. So You got to know when to swipe right, and you got to know when to buy or sell. It's all about reading the signs, trusting your instincts, and being willing to adapt to changing circumstances. Now, ladies, I want to point this out. One of the trends that you want to pay attention to is that you keep swiping right on your type and swiping left on not your type. And every time you get involved with your type leads to catastrophic failure. That's like investing in a high value stock that always tanks. You need to start investing in a low value stock. They're called undervalued stocks, the ones that hit big but don't nobody want them. That's what you need to do. You need to aim for that low value stock in the dating pool, that man that can make himself successful financially, but don't no woman want him because he ain't a $200,000 a year man today. You'll find that a guy that's not your type, that already values you for who you are, and put you up on a pedestal. Ladies, I had a Jamaican tell me one day, love who loves you. If you find a man that's head over heels for you, he ain't your type, but he love you with every breath he take, and he show it with every action that he make. You can learn to love that, even if you didn't love him out the gate. You can just love the fact that you're being loved, because you know how much harder it is to love somebody that doesn't love you back than what it is to love somebody that already loves you. Do you know how much harder it is to express affection to somebody who has no affection for you? It's way easier to reciprocate with affection than what it is to be the only person administering affection on a regular basis. And I say that because one of the reasons why men shut down is because you're not reciprocating. So if your man do something nice, you try your best to do something nicer that doesn't cost you no money. That way he feels validated and happy, and you feel validated and happy, and both of y'all doing all right, because you're not going broke for him. You're not asking him to go broke for you. Both of y'all are taken care of. Now, one of the key similarities between dating and investing is that they both require a certain level of emotional intelligence. You've got to be able to read people, and you've got to be able to read the market. You've got to know when to take risks, and you've got to know when to play it safe. And most importantly, you've got to be able to learn from your mistakes. And that's why I keep preaching, ladies, that if you're talking to the guys that are your type, and you get into relationships with these guys that are your type, yeah, they might be good in bed, but after they get out of bed, it turns into a failed relationship. Then the trend is not just your poor decision-making skills in a relationship. It is the poor decision-making skills of the type of person that you always select, which means that in order to improve your odds of success, you need to find a different type. Now, I done said that 8 or 9 times this past this past week. Now, there are also some key differences. When you're dating, you've got to be willing to be vulnerable, to be open to yourself, and open up to the possibility of hurt and rejection. And when you're investing, you've got to be willing to take calculated risks, put your money on the line, and hope that you're going to get big returns. But you also have to remember and recognize that you are going to need diversification in both dating and in the stock options. Meeting different types of people can broaden your perspectives and help you understand what you truly value in a partner. If you're using multiple dating apps instead of just standing the Tinder, you can expand your potential matches and increase the likelihood of finding compatible partners. You must do a risk assessment. Evaluating potential partners objectively can help you make more informed decisions about compatibility and long-term potential. Now, you also need to look at your investment strategy when it comes down to whether or not you're going to stay on the free version of the dating app or if you're going to pay for those dating apps. Because if you're paying for a large quantity of dating apps, you can find yourself in a situation where you have a ton of subscriptions. so that you can talk to a few dozen or a few hundred people a month and not actually turn that into a regular date. You want to be able to utilize the free version of some apps while you're utilizing a limited variation of the paid version on other apps, and then alternate. So instead of getting the 1 year subscription, you might want to get the 30-day subscription. You might want to get the 90-day or 120-day subscription. And then after the 3 months, you stop paying for that, switch to the free version, and start paying for the paid version on the other app, and alternate. One of the things that I found that on dating sites that, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, but the ladies don't always have to pay. More often than not, we have the fellas that get in because the dating sites have this thing. It's strange, and we don't really pay attention to it. But once it starts coming out, we start being like, oh, dip. Think about this. Okay. So, you get on the platform, you start off free. As you start off free, first thing you get is a certain number of contacts that you could talk to with no issue. Right after that, usually it's between 5 and 10. Right after that, they lock it down, and the only way you can read incoming messages is if you pay for the membership. You can send responses in some apps you got to pay for responses. So in order for you to respond to their messages, you've got to pay for the membership. You've got some individuals, some platforms where in order for you to select matches, you got to pay for the membership. Well, all of these different criteria for the utilization of the platform, you have to be able to look at exactly how much you're investing in this, and then you're looking at your rate of return. Just like a stock option. Now, unlike a stock option's rate of return is the amount of money that you get back off of your financial investment. Your rate of return in a dating app is how many responses that you get that are not seemingly automated responses, where you're holding a genuine conversation with what seems to be a real person, even if you can't identify whether or not they're trolling you. So you have to be able to pay attention to those things. Now, in addition to the risk assessment, you're looking for long-term potential with your compatibility with decision making. And since you're looking for long-term outlooks, you want to focus on building longer lasting relationships rather than the short-term excitements, so that those long-term relationships can be that fulfilling connection that will lead you to a hopefully lifetime of happiness. Now, since we're learning from our experiences, each dating experience is different. And like each investment opportunity that is also different, you have to understand that these experiences provides valuable lessons that can improve future decision making and relationship skills, which means that every time you have a failed relationship, you should have learned something from it, and you should have changed something from it, so that you don't have to make the same mistake multiple times with multiple different people. One of the things I've said plenty of times before, especially this past week, is the reason why your ex is supposed to stay your ex is because if the mistakes that you made, you're not willing to change right now, and the mistake that your partner made, or your ex-partner, he or she is not willing to make those changes right now, the problem that you have is that you're not going to get a new result from reconnecting for your ex, because your ex has not changed his or her behavior pattern, and you have not changed your behavior pattern. So what you used to do that pissed them off still exists, and what they used to do piss you off still exists. And getting back together the second time, it is just a matter of time before one person triggers the other person. Now, the catastrophic failure that is the second go round in relationships is that every human being primarily thinks about what they could have done when they were in that messed up situation the first time. And if they get that opportunity again, they're going to want to do a mic drop moment on you where they say that thing that destroys your inner soul. They do this activity that destroys your inner soul. They're going to perform whatever it is that they did not perform last time to emotionally and psychologically devastate you so that they can mic drop and walk out of your life a second time. So the rekindling thing is not a good idea. If you have been capable of recognizing what they don't like about you and you realize that that needs to change, because you should not change for other people, you should change for yourself. But if you recognize that they don't like certain characteristics about you and you agree that these are some characteristics about you that could improve and you change, and you believe that your negative behavior led to the snowball stand of consequences that led to the breakup, then yeah, you could be the only person that changed and you can make the initiative to get back into the relationship and try to fix it. The other person, if they believe that you were the problem, it decides to give you another chance. They're going to see if you improve. And if you did, y'all are fine. If you didn't, you're going to break up a second time and it's going to be worse. But if both of you aren't working on improving yourselves, if I recognize that you have improved since before, I need to acknowledge your improvement and then also try to remember anything that you have ever told me that I could potentially work on and try to remember if I'm working on that. Because accountability, I cannot hold you accountable for improving yourself if I have no interest and desire of improving mine, because that's being a hypocrite. I should not expect you to stop doing something and get on my damn nerves if I'm not going to stop doing something and get on your damn nerves. Compromise. Now, consistency. This is something that's going to be a key in a successful relationship. Seeking partners who demonstrate consistent behavior and values can lead to more stable relationships. And if you're taking early action, for those of you that are younger and you're starting to date actively at earlier ages in life, this can provide you with more opportunities to find compatible partners. And that's one of the reasons why men are going after the 20-year-olds, because they're just about old enough to drink. They're 2-3 years into the making of being a legal adult, if you're talking about between 20 and 22. And they have yet to make too many bad decisions. Now, granted, there is the occasional female that's got a 70 body count at 18 years old and 3 kids. It happens, but it's less often. It's more likely the closer she gets to 25 that she's got a 75 body count. It's more likely the closer she gets to 35 that she's got a 75 body count. It's more likely that she gets closer to 60 that she's got a 200 body count. It's more likely that the older she gets, the more children she has. It is more likely that the older she gets, the less desirable she is for having children. So the earlier they start out, the more likely the man will be successful with finding the type of cooperation that he's looking for in his relationship. Now, you're going to have to do your due diligence now. You will have to do thorough research on potential partners. Now, I know that they had this Are You Dating Him app that these girls got on Facebook, where they'll take your government name and drop it into this a bunch of forums where a bunch of emotionally and psychologically insecure individuals are all trolling these platforms to see if somebody's boyfriend is dating more than one woman. I'm going to be honest with you. That is not where it's at. If you don't trust him, then there is no relationship to start with. When you are supposed to be doing your thorough research on this person, yeah, you want to go and find out if they've got any warrants out for their arrest, if you got children. Yeah, you want to make sure that they don't have any violent crimes in their past if you're looking to move in with them, because you don't want to be involved in domestic violence. I understand that. But we're talking about first dates. The background information that you need to be finding is got to be in line within ethical boundaries where you're just looking to make sure that you have informed choices with the person that you're about to go on this first date with. Like, for example, if she's ugly, we swipe left. If she's cute, we swipe right. But if we double click that picture, it'll take us into the profile, and then we start reading the bio. And we might swipe right on the photo, but we might swipe left on the bio. We might look at the bio and be like, "Ooh, she's got too many kids," or "Ooh, height, weight, whatever." "Ooh, she doesn't have any availability because she's a full time college student and a full time worker." You know, "Ooh, she's separated, trying to get a divorce, but not yet divorced," which means she could always get back with her fiance or her husband. You know, who you got those pen pals that are looking for because I was about to say PayPal because they be looking for paymasters to send them money, but you got pen pals, so individuals that are not looking for a serious relationship when you're looking for a serious relationship. So you got those gold digger hints in there, trips around the world and generous. If those two are in there somewhere, if trips is described in there, subconsciously she looking for somebody to pay for her fun. Truth. Now, if you know what you're looking for, you'll be able to make informed decisions. So when researching potential partners profiles, you should be more focused on common and individual interests. So this is going to lead you to a more informed discussion, and it's going to give you the ability to make more concise decisions. Now, your data-driven decisions are going to be way different because you're going to be leveraging the analytics and insights provided by the dating apps to refine your approach and improve your chances of success. And undeniably, you're going to need to have this heightened level of understanding for patience in relationships and investments, where this patience may take time to develop and show true value. Now, continuous investments is going to be giving you the ability to recognize that successful relationships require ongoing effort, ladies, ongoing and consistent effort and attention to grow and thrive. You can't just show up and get the final product because you have to invest in the final product in order to reap dividends from the final product. Whether you're weathering volatility or you're dealing with a long-term blue chip investment, accepting that relationships, like markets, have ups and downs, and being prepared to work through the challenges is the only way that you're going to have longevity. So remember, while these principles can help fulfill crucial roles in maintaining uh, the empathy and treat people as partners, as individuals, instead of commodities, you're still going to be able to utilize this same skill set in order to expand and diversify your portfolio and invest in other unique financial investment opportunities. Now, investing in online dating apps with a stock market and having the mindset to offer several potential benefits, we're going to be taking a look at that right now, because you have market growth where the online dating industry is experiencing steady expansions with the current valuation of around $10 billion annually and projected to continue to grow. You have higher user engagement these days, where dating apps typically have higher user engagements, leading to increased revenue potential through subscriptions and in-app purchases. Diverse revenue streams with utilizing dating apps to generate income through multiple channels, which is why you're going to end up finding yourself trolled from time to time, including subscription fees and in-app purchases and advertising partnerships. The technology integration will continue advancements in AI data analytics and location-based services, enhancing users' experience and increasing engagement. Now, your global potential to allow dating apps is going to be easily penetrated internationally in other trade markets, and we're going to be diversifying the user base and increasing revenue opportunities. So data analytics values are the wealth of users collected by the dating app. And this can be leveraged for improved services and providing valuable insight for other industries. Now, that leverage can also be utilized to jack up the prices or turn profits off of selling you advertisement when you decide that you want to use the free platform, but they always got ads popping up in the background. Now, you're going to have to start paying attention to digital platforms like dating sites because of their scalability. These sites can scale rapidly with relatively low overhead costs. Monetization opportunities where you have the potential for increased revenue through premium features and tiered subscriptions and targeted advertisement. You'll be able to find yourself in the right space at the right time, utilizing the correct resources. Now, you're going to have to maintain your higher level of resilience because the dating app sector has shown resilience even during economic fluctuations because people are thirsty and they've got to Snapchat their homie or their sneaky link, as you young folks call it, so that they can go and get their groove on, as the old folks used to call it. And there's so much innovation potential involved in the platforms themselves. The continuous development of new features and services can drive users' growth and increase revenue per user. And while investing in data apps can be promising, it's important to consider potential challenges such as higher user churn rates, expensive user acquisitions, costs, and the need for city by city expansions. So, what can you really find about love on Tinder while making money in the stock market? Well, the answer is you've got willing people to put in the work and then take the risk, and you trust yourself. You want to make sure that you invest in their efforts when their efforts may return a profit, because you're going to get a larger profit back than them because they invested the principal, not the interest. So if you guys are got a story similar to today's show that you want to talk about, or a different story about a different topic that you want to talk about, that'll compel me to start up a new show related to that topic, make sure that you throw some comments in the comment section down below. If you are looking for a story about finding love or making money, make sure you throw that in the comments below. And also, if you want more insight on dating or investing, you want to make sure that you check out the videos on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So let's see, I think I covered. Beyond that, I can tell you guys, I really appreciate you guys for coming to the show tonight, because I walked through how to invest in relationships from a man's perspective and from the ideology of a woman. And I also told you some nifty shortcut ways to get out there and try to invest in some stuff. Because if you invest in what you put your money in, you're getting paid from your investment. So if you're spending $100 a month on something, but you can invest in this $200 worth of shares on that same thing, the dividends that you're getting back off of investing in the stock can pay for the loan that you took from that stock, and not have to liquidate the loan to do that. It's just, the cost of doing business. Now, on my way out, I want to make sure that I let you guys know that, ladies, as long as the situation doesn't make sense, I'm going to keep asking y'all to make it make sense. So, ladies, please make it make sense. We have the Higher Ground theme song as an outro. I want you guys to hang around and listen to it. Special shout out to Omni81. I see you there. Special shout out to Liberty Trisher. I know you're coming. Special shout out to HD He and Max Opposer and Joe, Max's father. You guys continue to make us what we are. So I really appreciate that. And take a look at what we got going on for Higher Ground. And if you want to click the links and click the subscriptions, you can do that. Otherwise, make sure that you guys like and subscribe, and make sure that you tiptoe back in here for tomorrow night, because we got something good for you tomorrow night as well. And then we got our members only in on Sunday night. So we're going to be trying to start off closer to 10, probably 10:30 at the latest, but we should be right around 10:30, just like we did today. I was like 10:40, 10:42, but Central Time, we're going to be here pretty much the same time we were here yesterday. With that being said, I'm going to thank you for coming to This and That, where we talk about this, that, and everything in between. And tomorrow at a little after 10 o'clock, I'm going to be talking to you guys tomorrow about a new topic. So thank you guys very much. And you guys have a good night.
Higher ground. Used to chase validation, now I validate myself. Building inner strength, putting doubt upon the shelf. No more unnecessary drama, no more wasted time. Climbing higher, constantly making my own climb. Standing on higher ground where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds, raising the bar, breaking ground. My network is my net worth. Choose your company wise. Surround yourself with eagles, not with sheep in disguise. Every interaction is a reflection of my brand. Quality over quantity, that's my personal command. I'm not mounted on higher ground where excellence is found. My potential knows no bounds, raising the bar, breaking ground. I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never I'm not just living, I'm manifesting my vision, cutting through limitations with surgical precision. My expectations are my compass, my respect is my shield to mediocrity and chaos. I will never yield.